Hey friends, and welcome back to my cozy corner of the internet. So today I wanted to do a really casual sort of chatty catch-up video with you all to let you guys know what I'm currently reading and some of my recent favourites, because it is a Sunday afternoon and I'm in a like cozy pyjamas still kind of mood, but I wanted to create some content but nothing that was too formal or like aesthetically pleasing, so I thought a catch-up video would be really nice. So first things first is the books that I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading, well, not currently, but these are the books I plan to read this month, I guess. There's 4 books here in my little pile. One of them I have started reading, and that is At Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, which is the 3rd book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. And yeah, I was just towards the end of last month in the mood for something that I knew was going to put a smile on my face and that was easy to read and I know I was going to love. So obviously I reached for this one and I was correct. And I sped through it. I've only got, I would say, just over 100 pages left of this. And yeah, I feel like I haven't been reading a lot of it, but I've just sped through it. And I do think that this one might be my favourite one out of all 3. Which I wasn't really expecting, but it's got a sort of B&B style setting, so it's like kind of set in a bed and breakfast in the Lake District, and I love that setting and I'm just so happy. It's the cozy vibes. I'm here for the cozy vibes. And I also love Eve and how chaotic she is and how unapologetically chaotic she is, and also Jacob and how like stern and the complete opposite of her he is. And yeah, I'm just really excited obviously to finish this one and see where it goes. And the next book is going to be a book that I'm buddy reading with Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books, and this is going to be the first buddy read we've done in a really long time. So when I uploaded all of the books on my TBR, my unread books video, which I will obviously link down below, a few people messaged me about buddy reads after watching it, which I love, and I was actually going to say, if you watch that video and you've also got a book on your shelf and you want to buddy read it, please let me know, because buddy reads are great and I love doing them. So obviously Shah messaged me to be like, would you like to buddy read This Is How You Lose the Time War? And I was like, yes, because I've been meaning to read this one for quite a while because it's so short and it's written in letters, it's sci-fi, it's one of Sylvie's favourite books from the TBR diaries, and this one was really kindly gifted to me by Eyre from Pretty Purple Polka Dots. So many reasons why I've been wanting to read this one for so long, and very excited to be doing a buddy read with Shah because, like I said, we haven't done one for so long. So yes, we're going to be buddy reading it across 6 days, starting tomorrow, and I will be vlogging as well. The first sort of reading vlog I've done in a really long time, and I'm just so excited to have all of the books to read and buddy reading and the vlogging. And yes, I don't know much about this other than, like I said, it's a sci-fi romance story that's written in letter format, and that's exciting, and I'm very excited to read it. And the next book I'll be reading this month is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and she's so thick and so floppy, and I love this edition so much. And this is going to be a reread for me, so I did read this. I listened to the audiobook the last time, and I adored it. I gave it 5 stars, so I'm very excited to be rereading this, and it is, of course, for the Bronte along, or Bronte-a-thon, that is run by Mary from Mary Among Stories, Sarah and Milena. I will obviously link everyone in the description box and the links to everywhere if you want to find out their schedule. I will be reading a few other books as well later on in the year, and I'm just so excited. So yes, again, just very excited to be, revisiting this one, and again, this is going to be part of my reading vlog next week, so you'll see me reading a bit of this, and I have started it, but I'm on the grand total page of 14 of like 600 and something. And the last book I will be reading in February is, of course, the I Should Have Read That Book Club book, and that is going to be Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill, and I'm so excited for this. This is definitely like a 5-star prediction for me, because so many people on BookTube adore Louise O'Neill's books in general, so I'm excited to finally pick up. This will be my first Louise O'Neill book. Very excited to find out what all the hype is about. I know Victoria, from what Victoria read, loves this, and it's just the Handmaid's Tale vibes. So it's essentially set in a sort of academy or like training school, boarding school is the word I was looking for. And essentially women are no longer, or girls are no longer born, but they're like designed, or they're like manufactured. I don't know, it's a bit strange. Very like Handmaid's Tale vibes, and these girls are brought up in this like school to basically be desired by men to then, I think, obviously have babies, but then there's other girls who don't make it to be, you know, desired by men and like whatever, and it's worse for them. A very bad description, but I'm just very, very excited for like the dystopian vibes of this one, and like I said, for finally picking up my first Louise O'Neill book, and I am hoping I do love it, because I have got Almost Love on my TBR as well, so obviously if I do love this I can pick up another Louise O'Neill book shortly afterwards, hopefully. So yes, very excited for this. So those are the books that I am currently reading, but like I said, I did also want to gush to you guys about some of my recent favourites, mainly because I don't really have anyone else to gush to, so doing it here is very helpful for me. So I've got like 3 main things I want to sort of gush over, and that is, one of them is a podcast, one of them is an app, a phone app, and the other one is a sort of practice, I guess, but they all kind of fall under the same kind of bracket. So I've realised that with it being like the turn of the new year, it being a new year, it's 2022, and with sort of us finally being able to sort of see the back, hopefully, of COVID and what was, and see like the future again. I've just been really enjoying seeing people take that step that they've been saying for years that they're going to take towards something that they've wanted to do again, I say like for years, because obviously when your freedom is kind of taken away from you and you're given it back again, you realise, actually, I'm going to prioritise all these things I really want to do. And it's just given me so much like happiness and joy seeing all these people finally like take that step, you know? So under that bracket, like I said, the podcast I want to talk about is Voice Hugs. And Voice Hugs is run by Rowena and Vivian. Again, I'm going to link all of this down below. And it's basically just a really nice podcast about relationships. So they're like best friends, and in the introduction podcast, they talk about their friendship and how their friendship came to be, and why friendship, or their friendship especially, is such like a big part of their lives and why it means so much to them. And I love that. But they've had other episodes where they talk about sort of like YouTube and social media and burnout and relationships, like romantic relationships. And I just love the fact that these two best friends can sit and discuss such complex and interesting topics, and in such a like eye-opening way. So by the end, I've always seen something in a new light, and it just gets me so excited. So yeah, really been enjoying Voice Hugs. I also really like that the podcast is like 30 minutes. So I don't always like super short ones, but I also don't like ones that like 45 minutes or over. So I feel like the half an hour ones are perfect. So the fact that it's just like a little half an hour, I can like wash the dishes and do my washing and all of that stuff in that time. So yeah, it's just the perfect length of a podcast as well. So next is the app that I found, and I don't know how I found it, but I'm glad that I did. So it's called Reflectively, and I have definitely heard of it before, but I was like, oh, that sounds like a bit too much and not for me, and you know. So it's essentially like a journaling application, but it's not. It's like so much more than that, and that's why I really like it. So you can I try to do it at least once a day, do a little mood check-in, and you tell like reflectively how you're feeling and the reasons why. So there's like different like categories, and you can add your own, and then you put a title and then a description of like how you're feeling. So it can be as long or as little as you like, which I also really enjoy, and it like ranks your mood. So if you do it throughout a week, for instance, and you feel like you've had a really bad week, and actually you look back at your little graph, it shows you that you've actually had 4 good days and or 5 good days and 2 bad days. But those 2 bad days, normally in your head, you're like, oh, I've had such a bad week because those 2 bad days. But when you look back, it's like, no, actually, I didn't. And as much as like I do journal, like physically journal every day in the morning, I write. It's a lot harder to obviously look back and be like, oh, that was a good day, but then that was a bad day. And again, you're still fixating on the bad, but I really like the fact that with reflectively, there's this little graph and the little ups and downs, and it compares it to the week before. And it's just a nice little reminder. But on top of that, there's a few little extras as well that I really enjoy. So they have a daily challenge, and you can either accept the challenge or not. And to complete the challenge, you have to take a photograph and upload a photograph to prove that it's happened, or else it doesn't, you can't save, you can't say, yes, I did do it. You have to physically take a photograph, which again, for me, as someone who doesn't take a lot of photographs, it's like pushing me out of my comfort zone. So these little challenges can be like read for 15 minutes, or do a workout video, like an online workout video, or do something that you used to love doing as a child. And so each day it's nice to have like an extra little challenge to be like, oh, actually, yeah. And then you have to take a photo and prove that you've done it. The best thing about it as well is that I get so excited about the daily challenges that when I wake up and I am immediately on my phone, the first thing I go to is reflectively rather than like Instagram, which again is refreshing and new because I'm like, oh, what's the daily challenge? In addition to that, there is obviously Wordle. I'm not going to mention that because everyone's doing Wordle, but yes, I'm also one of the people that's obsessed and really enjoying it and sharing my scores with all my family. And I think it's nice because it's like connecting us because we're all doing Wordle every day and sharing our scores, and you know, it gives you something to discuss when normally you have to like make the effort to make conversation. But with Wordle, you don't really have to do that. It's like, I did really well today, or I did really badly. So yeah, little puzzles and challenges we always love. What is with the weather? And last but not least, one of the things that I have recently been enjoying / loving that may have also kind of changed my life is yoga. So, like I said earlier about it being 2022 and seeing these people take steps towards doing something they've been saying they wanted to do for years, I am also one of those people. So I finally, in January, completed the 30 Days of Yoga Challenge, which for literally 5 years I've been saying I wanted to do and then just didn't. And it made me realise it's down to you and your mindset. You have to tell yourself, I can and I will do this because it's not a big or difficult thing, and you do it. So this time, rather than focusing on the fact that I was doing it because I wanted yoga to change the shape of my body, I focused more on the mental health aspects. And after the first few practices afterwards, I would always just feel so much better, and I would be in bed, or the next day I'd be like, oh, you know what, I feel so great. And I think it's because I'm doing regular exercise. So I focused on that. And then if I had a bad day, I would be excited to come home and do my yoga because I know that it would make me feel better. Yes, I exercise in the evening rather than the morning. But yes, so because I now know and have seen the massive difference it makes in my happiness and mental health and just overall wellness, it is something that I do want to make a permanent part of my life. I have since then struggled a little bit, but it has been the weekend and I've had people over and things, but I do want to make it a part of my daily routine for the evening because, like I said, it makes such a difference. But that is it for this rambly, random, chatty catch-up video. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Please let me know in the comments if you have recently done something that you've been saying you've wanted to do for years, even if it's, like I say, making that first step towards that thing. Please let me know, because I just love basking in other people's like accomplishments. I love seeing all these people, like, you know, making those small steps. So like I say, please let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.